Hello and welcome to this week's training. We are going to dive into identifying your professional relationships and their role in your life and in your business. So you might think, why did I just say life? But the truth of the matter is that everything is intertwined. As a woman entrepreneur, your personal relationships are going to impact your business, and your business relationships are going to impact your personal life. If there's something that's not working or a particular team member isn't showing up in a way that you're requiring them to, you're probably going to talk to your friends and your family about it and maybe even get their input or go to your coach or your mentor about it and identify what you need to do next. The important thing for you that I want to start you off with here is to adopt this very important thing. And as a woman, this can be a bit of a challenge because we are nurturers and we love and care for people. But the truth of the matter is that you need to see the people that are on your team, the professional people, as people who are working for you or performing a service for you. And if something isn't working and you need to let someone go or you need to speak up about this is working or that is working, women typically get into a place of disempowerment here because they start backpedaling since they don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. And that, in my opinion, is a codependent issue. And you need to detach from what it is that the other person is going to do or say or how they're going to respond. You, as a successful woman and a professional woman, need to be really clear about how it is that your company operates or how it is that you run your business. What are your policies and what are your procedures and what are your deal breakers and what are you available for and not available for in your professional relationships? And some of those might cross over into the same things that you're available or not available for in your personal relationships. One of my policies in my company that has literally been here from the start is that the people that I hire have to be just as passionate as I am about what we're working on, because there's an energy to everything and each person will bring an energy to what they're doing for you. If you hire a website designer who's partially depressed behind closed doors, then that energy is going to go into the design of your website and to the creation of your website. So really being true to yourself and being in a powerful energy yourself will have you knowing, especially as a woman, because we've got that mother's intuition or the woman's intuition or that gut feeling, whatever it is that you want to call it, where you can feel like someone's energy is off or I don't want you showing up this way. And when other people aren't necessarily operating from a deep level of emotional maturity, it can be a challenge to call them up to a level of emotional maturity and ask for them to behave a certain way or leave their problems at the door or leave their complaints at the door or whatever it is that they might be doing that isn't being of service to you being your best self. The whole purpose of delegating is so that you can feel supported. The whole purpose of having a team member do a particular task is so that you are not having to worry about it, that you are trusting that it's going to be done with excitement, with passion, it's going to be done effectively, it's going to be done according to the timeline that you have laid out. If things aren't being done in a way that you are asking for them to be done, or it becomes clear that it's time to let someone go that is working for you, then you may have to harness up your own level of emotional maturity, especially as a woman, to go into a conscious conversation with the person that you need to either let go of or ask to step up their game in a different way. I know that I'm up leveling at a really fast pace, and I do have an expectation that my team is rising up as well. I have an expectation that my team is doing their own personal development. So if you get clear about what you want these roles, and you're going to be a bit more articulate when it comes to the professional roles in your life, because you are paying someone and you're hiring someone, there's a different level of expectation there than it would be if you were referring to a personal relationship, because it's a personal relationship. It's not like you're paying your husband to be your husband or you're paying your kids to be your kids. So there's a different dynamic present there. This is your opportunity to write down who are the people that you have supporting you, and think of everyone. Think about if you have a cleaning service. Think about if you have a lawn care service, if you have a virtual assistant, if you have a marketing funnels person, a project manager, a personal assistant, anyone and everyone that you are paying for a service. And you're going to write that down and begin to identify the different roles and the levels of expectation. So if someone is your project manager, their level of expectation is going to be a lot different than the level of expectation that you might have for a cleaning service that comes in once per month or something. So you need to be able to identify what those expectations are and the developmental expectations. So there's certain milestones for when someone's working for you that you would want them to have a higher level of autonomy at some point. Maybe at the beginning, they're going to be more of a mentee and learning from you, or learning how your business or your home operates. And this is really the important piece, that they would understand ahead of time so that you're setting yourself up for success, because everyone is crystal clear on the expectation and the outcome that is desired. If you go into a professional relationship with someone and it's a different kind of expectation, and they're thinking one thing and you're thinking another, it's not going to go pretty. So you need to be able to also not only set the expectation and hand them a document, you also need to make sure that they understand the expectation, because there's a filter through which someone interprets something. Once you're clear and you do a technique called mirroring and saying, here are the expectations that I have for you in my company or in my home. Is there anything that's unclear to you, or are there any things that you might have an issue with? And I'm really looking to hear from you about your understanding of the expectation that I have for you. Can you let me know how you're interpreting what I've just shared with you? Is a great way to get feedback from them and have a conscious conversation, knowing that they've really grasped a deep understanding of what the job requires or what the pay structure might be, any component and every component of what it is that you're engaging their service for and what your expectation is for them, and that you feel very good and comfortable that they really understand. And then, of course, maybe even setting the expectation along the way that if something is happening that isn't working for me, or if something is happening that a task isn't getting done in the way that I'd like to have it done, I just want to let you know that I will be open and honest with you. And I also prefer for you to be open and honest with me about what's working for you, what's not working for you, what you like, what you don't like. I really do, at the end of the day, want people working for me who are truly passionate about being in service to me through providing their unique skill. And I would imagine that you do as well. And this is the best way to set yourself up for success. It's not just the people who are providing services for you, and now you are equipped to be able to set the expectations, to get clear on what it is that you need, and also know how to move into the powerful, successful entrepreneur that you are. If you do need to have a conversation with any of the people providing services for you, or even to let someone go in your business that is no longer being of service, and being able to have a conversation with them and have it end on a high note. In addition to having people in your company that are of service to you, you have professional relationships, and you might even have mastermind partnerships or accountability partners. And as a powerful woman who is successful and has healthy relationships, it's important for you to be upfront and set expectations in those relationships as well. If you're in a mastermind situation where you're meeting once a week for an hour or a half an hour and it becomes no longer of service to you, or you need to shorten the duration, you need to make sure that you can communicate clearly to the person that you've engaged that connection with. And again, detach from how they might respond. If you're in a mastermind group and it's not of service to you, or everyone starts complaining and it feels like low vibration, you have to be able to speak up for yourself and just say, this is no longer working for me and this is what I'm going to do about it. The two things that I've just shared with you are, this is what is working for me, or this is not what's working for me. That is you speaking up for yourself and you speaking your truth. The second piece of that, by saying, and this is what I'm going to do, or this is what I need to do, or this is what is of service to me in my business. That is an independent decision that you as a successful woman is making in a professional relationship to do what is best for you and your company. You have to detach from what the person's response is going to be, because it has nothing to do with them. You are choosing to take care of yourself and to take care of your business. So that second part is just as important as the first part, but I wanted to explain what's underneath and what's underlying it so that you can understand what action steps you're really taking when you communicate to the people in your life that you've engaged for professional services, or that you're connected to in the way of colleagues or mastermind partners or professional relationships. So if you just practice those two steps, speaking up for yourself and knowing your truth and asking for what you want, and then telling someone what you're going to do because that is what is true for you and in service to the growth of your company, at the end of the day, this is not about, does this person feel good? And did I offend this person? And are they going to like me? This is a business relationship. And if you aren't going to prioritize your business policies and your business expectations and your business vision, no one else will. So take the time this week to really get clear on these different roles, and also what they are doing for you and how they're being of service. And if there are clearing outs that you need to do by letting people go or saying no more to a particular mastermind situation or anything else for that matter, this is your opportunity and your invitation to step up your game, step more fully into your feminine power as a woman business owner, and take a stand for what is right and what is true for you in your company.